Well, hello there, friends. It's Chad. It's August 1st. Time for our weekly update. First, I'm going to do a little tomato pruning. All those tomatoes I saw, or all those tomatoes I showed you on last week's video, they're doing pretty good. I sent a message to Chris Brown, and Chris said it's time for me to hard prune the tomato plant. If you don't know what hard prune means, that means we're going to stop all the growth. So I'm going to go along and everywhere where I see growing tips. We're giving this plant a big old haircut. I'm going to throw it on time-lapse mode. We'll talk about the watermelons. We'll talk about the pumpkins. We'll give you some measurements. And you can get on with your day now that you are refreshed, revitalized, and relieved that you know how everything's going in the greenhouse. So stay tuned. Alright, so we got the tomato plants all trimmed up, heavy haircut. There's already some very sizable tomatoes on here. Both of these tomatoes were off of one truss that has like my one mega bloom on the bottom half. So, that's probably, I don't know, a pound worth of tomatoes that maybe could have gone on that one, but, live and learn on that one. And if you're wondering, yes, I did take the kids to the pool today. That's why I'm in the stylish bathing suit. Let's take a closer look at this tomato plant. And I want you tomato people, Chris, I'm talking to you, or Scott, or anybody who knows their tomatoes, let me know. Because we're going to look at my best tomatoes, and you tell me which ones to keep, because I'm not positive on which one's better than the other. And then I also need to, find which plant each tomato's on, because there's just so much plant here that I don't know. Moving forward, only 2 plants for sure. 3 healthy plants would have been way too much. So let's look closer at the tomato. Okay, tomato plants. I only kept ones that had an abnormally large stem that I thought would be good, like this one. Oops. This one, probably just a really big single. This one, I've got 2 over here, I think. There we go. This one's like my best, probably my best mega bloom. That's 2 or 3 fused together. The downside of this one is that it's kind of cut off of that vine a little bit there. I don't think that's a big deal, but if you're a tomato person and you think otherwise, let me know. Up from this one a little bit, got a big single, but a double thickness stem. Then I'm seeing a tomato on the other side that I missed cutting off. Oops. This one was a super big, look at the stem on that one, super big single. And then we go around to the other side. And, or did I mean to keep this one? Nope, I meant to keep this one. That one's probably a double. Oop, there's some plant. It didn't pull out. I chopped some of the other tomatoes off of this one. So there's that one. And, ooh, I didn't even notice this guy till just now. It's a nice looking one. Definitely a double or a triple. Maybe a double, I think. If I indeed know what a double is. And then down here I've got this big one, and then this is the one that I chopped those other 2 tomatoes off, the same fruit truss. Definitely a mistake on my part, but that one. So if you're a tomato person, throw a little advice my way. See all my tomato trimmings. So there's that. Let's talk about the watermelon now. At the watermelon plant, it looks pretty good. plant itself looks really good. The plant over here looks a whole heck of a lot better, but there's something obviously missing from this plant that this plant has. And that's a big old watermelon. I probably should be covering this. I probably should not let vines grow all over it. So, watermelon, I haven't measured it. I don't know how big it is. I would guess around 100 pounds or so. But it's looking really good. I'm enjoying watching this watermelon grow. I try to ignore it because then if I look at it a day or two later, then I'm impressed with the growth. If you look at it every day like the pumpkins, it kind of gets lost on you. So I try to ignore it a little bit. Now, as far as the pumpkins go, they're doing good. The plants are doing good, knock on wood. I'm keeping up on all of my fungicides and bug sprays and whatnot. Really kind of pushing hard on the mites this year. You can see we're pushing sand, that's pretty good. Weather-wise, it's been cool and cloudy. It's been a little hot too. So I guess we've been all over the place as far as weather goes. Stumps and main vine looking good. Leaf health, pretty good. You know, that one, just because it's got the fan blowing right on it. Same with these ones. You know, maybe a few leaves that I should take out. But as a whole, plants are doing good. Very good plant health. I still have basically been doing no nitrogen in my fertilizing to minimize this. This plant looks really good, really healthy. I wish I was seeing bigger gains on this. I haven't measured yet, but I'm guessing we're probably in the mid-30s per day. I don't know how old it is off the top of my head. This is the one we were getting some stem cracks. Totally fine, they're healing. Main vine, a little tight. I need to lift that up. And if I was able to, I'd probably scoot it back to smooth out this kink a little bit, but that ain't gonna happen. I might be able to actually with Emily when it's this small. So maybe tomorrow on that. But plants are looking good. I'll measure them. Then we'll come back and we'll talk about the measurements. Took a little longer than planned. I had to read Max a story. That's way more important than making a YouTube video. Sorry. On that note too, Max and I discussed pumpkin names. Charlotte didn't have a whole lot of interest in coming up with fun pumpkin names. She wanted to call it Little One and Big One, which I suppose is not inaccurate considering this is the little one and that's the big one. However, I feel like the names need a little more pizzazz, and Max is always good for that. So this one, Max has named Sweet Love. Also, don't tell Max I'm telling you this, because we're going to do a video with Max telling you the names, but I'm just letting you know right now, so you're prepared for it. So this one is Sweet Love. Sweet Love today is 32 days old. It weighs approximately 459 pounds. It did 230 pounds for the week, which equates to about 32 pounds per day. And that is a 10-pound per day bump over last week. So Sweet Love is picking up speed and looking for love. The bigger pumpkin, Max, is named Valentine. So this is Valentine, everybody. Everybody, Valentine, Valentine, that's everybody. Valentine today weighs approximately 804 pounds and it's 42 days old. For the week, it did 236 pounds or an average of 33 pounds per day, almost 34. That's actually a drop of 2 pounds per day versus last week. Day 42, the state record was at 713 pounds. So I'm almost 100 pounds ahead of where the state record was last year. However, I'm not a big fan, rather, of that drop. We want to see increase, not decrease. Usually, if pumpkins slow down, they don't speed back up. So that is mildly concerning for me. Hopefully it was just some of our weird, wacky weather. Again, like I mentioned, it was rainy and it was hot and it was cold and it was all over the place this week. So maybe a little stability will get this back on track. It does have a pretty good stem split where the vine goes to the stem. I'm not super concerned about it, but I'm just being honest with you. It's there. I'm spraying it with alcohol. I need to get a fan on it, but it's actually it's drying up pretty good, so I don't consider that, super duper urgent. I was thinking that this shape was going to be a wheel again, but it's more getting blobby, kind of like how its mom was. So more of a blob shape. That one over there, that's a wheel weirdo shape. Sweet Love is, but whatever. I'm not too concerned about it. Somebody commented that I hadn't slapped my pumpkins this year, and you're right. I don't like how they slap. To me, the slap's a little light, but we got tons of time. Nothing set in stone at this point. So that's it. If you have questions, comment below. I'll get to them eventually. Go to ColoradoGiants.com if you want some merch or seeds from these pumpkins at the end of the year. And that's all I got for you. Hopefully your summer's going great. It's hard to believe that we're in the home stretch of summer. I saw Halloween decorations in Home Depot the other day. That's ridiculous. Slow your roll, Home Depot. We're still in summertime. We got a month left. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Get out there, grow yourself a giant pumpkin.